Have you ever made a decision and then immediately started reviewing it like there's an appeals process? Was that the right choice? Should I have done something differently? Maybe I should ask somebody else? Actually, maybe I should ask 3 somebody else's. And suddenly, one decision has a committee. Welcome to Bridge Conversations, where we cross the gap from doubt to confidence. Today, I want to talk about self-trust and why you may have a lot more evidence that you can trust yourself than your brain is giving you credit for. Because self-trust isn't knowing you'll always make the right decision. It's trusting that you can respond to whatever happens next. And that's a very different kind of confidence. We hesitate because we're afraid of being wrong. However, building trust starts by noticing where you are right now. By crossing the gap between doubt and action, you conquer the fear of the unknown. There may be a reason you stopped trusting the record. A lot of people assume that if they second-guess themselves, they must not trust themselves. I don't think that's necessarily true. Sometimes we've simply become really good at remembering every questionable decision we've ever made and remarkably bad at remembering all the times we handled things just fine. Your brain keeps the questionable decisions in a beautifully organized filing cabinet. The good decisions? Apparently, those were written on a Post-it note that conveniently disappeared. And when the only evidence you review is everything you wish you'd done differently, of course your judgment starts looking questionable. You're working with an incomplete record. And an incomplete record can tell a pretty convincing story, just not necessarily an accurate one. Self-trust isn't certainty. This is where I think we misunderstand self-trust. Self-trust doesn't mean I always know exactly what to do. It also doesn't mean that you never ask for advice. And it certainly doesn't mean every decision you make will turn out exactly the way you hoped. Self-trust sounds more like, I can listen to myself. I can make a decision with the information I have. I can pay attention to what happens, and I can adjust when I need to. Sometimes you'll make a thoughtful decision and still get an outcome you didn't want. Sometimes you'll learn something later that you couldn't possibly have known when you made the decision. That doesn't automatically mean you shouldn't have trusted yourself. It means you made a decision with the information you had, and now you have more information. Your track record matters. So when self-doubt gets loud, instead of trying to convince yourself to just trust yourself, try something more concrete. Look for the evidence. Think about something you've handled recently. Maybe you had a difficult conversation. Maybe you recognized that something wasn't working and changed direction. Maybe you set a boundary. Maybe you made a decision without pulling 6 people first. Look at you, getting downright rebellious. Or maybe something didn't go according to plan and you figured out what to do next. That last one is important. Because evidence of self-trust isn't only, I made the right decision. Sometimes the evidence is, I handled what happened after the decision. That's evidence too. Input doesn't have to become instruction. Trusting yourself doesn't mean ignoring other people. Advice can be helpful. Other people may see something you don't. They may have experience or information worth considering. The difference is whether you're gathering perspective or handing over the decision. Outside voices can inform you. They don't have to replace you. There's a big difference between, I'd like another perspective, and I need someone else to tell me what I should do. One gives you additional information. The other can slowly teach you that someone else's judgment matters more than your own. Trust yourself. Self-trust builds one piece of evidence at a time. Building self-trust isn't about reaching some magical point where you never question yourself again. Questioning can be useful. Reflection can be useful. Changing your mind can be useful. The important distinction is whether you're evaluating your decision or automatically distrusting yourself. Self-trust grows through experiences of, I noticed, I chose, I responded, I learned, I adjusted, and I kept moving. You don't need a perfect track record. You need a more complete one. So here's something I'd like you to sit with. When you look at the evidence, not just the mistakes, where have you already shown yourself that you can rely on you? Maybe self-trust isn't something you need to create from scratch. Maybe some of it is already there and you just need to start recognizing the evidence. So, as you move through the next few days, start paying attention to your own evidence. Ask yourself, where did I honor my word today? What boundary felt most supportive? What's one small win I'm claiming? Those moments may seem small. However, they count. They're evidence of how you show up, how you respond, and how you keep finding your way forward. Self-trust isn't built by getting everything right. It's built by learning, adjusting, responding, and recognizing the moments that remind you, I can rely on me. If you tend to second guess yourself, I'd love to hear what part of this conversation landed for you. Also, if you'd like something practical to help you explore your own evidence, the self-trust check worksheet is linked below. Be well and keep building. I'll see you next time on The Bridge.